participating in the 12 Days of Christmas Ornaments, hosted by Jackie from Crafting in Mimi's World and Melissa from Melissa Makes It DIY. Well, I had such a great idea to do all my Santas at one time, but then I decided I would go ahead and get this little reindeer out of the way because I'm using him in one of my Santas and I really need to put that Santa on eBay. So I had done a Santa that was one of my, what I called instant heirloom Santas, and I wanted to put some special toys with him. So this is one of the ones I had picked, and it's a little wooden reindeer that came from a craft store that went out of business in many years ago. I've had that thing for like 20 years. I actually worked on this during a couple of live streams, but this one's probably my best footage. So it's just a basic brown body and a tan tummy and little face and things like that. But what I'm doing right now is I'm going back over with burnt umber and a floating medium to give it that kind of distressed look. And I'm also, touching up a little areas like he's kind of carved. So I'm dry brushing some of the rough areas on his body to make it just stand out a little bit more. So anyway, he's a real cute little thing, except somebody glued one of his feet on backwards. They drilled a hole in the wrong side, and so his foot's kind of wonky. Bless his little heart. Well, I could always carve his foot differently, I guess, but who's got time for that? We'll just keep him like he is. So I think he's going to make a great addition to the Santa. Now, on my, just to start off with, in the beginning, I did what I always do, and that is to use a wood sealer first. And that definitely helps to prevent all the paint from just soaking in and soaking in and soaking in. That way you do get a better finish and you can move a lot faster. One thing I wish I had done was maybe sanded him a little bit better at the beginning, because he did end up with some pretty rough edges that just seemed to get rougher the more I painted them. Just little things like that. I guess because I'm doing so many ornaments, sometimes you neglect one or two, and this was kind of one of them. And he's the only one I have like this, so I should have treated him a little bit more special. I do want to put maybe something around his neck, so I'm probably going to add something to him, even though, as I just did this video, I realized I don't think I really like him without something on him, so I'll add a photo at the end. And he is, his little nose, that is the brown paint that I'm using. Oh no, that was a black, sorry. I got black. So I needed this nose to stand out a little bit more. And I was just showing that his tummy is that like kind of tan color. So it's, I think it was parchment actually. So these are plaid products that I'm using, unless I accidentally picked up something else. But typically I do use a lot of plaid products in my paint. I always have. So I'm usually good about letting things dry, and I had set these aside for a little while to let them dry while I worked on something else. You can see there are some of my Santas over there on the side who still have the original faces. I definitely want to paint over them. Well, what I did first was I tried to just glue the yarn, this is jute, which was what the little guy originally had. So I tried to just glue that back in with regular glue, and that wasn't working. So I do struggle with this a little bit before I realized, I'm using a toothpick to shove that through. I really just need to hot glue it, and I did that. And I didn't like the way the hot glue looked at the end, and so I ended up just kind of painting over any kind of glue that was showing up in the picture. So, I was waiting in the picture. What am I talking about? That was showing up on the reindeer. So that was kind of a trial and error thing. It took me a minute to figure out that I was not going to be able to glue them because it just wasn't going to stay. So back to the old hot glue. I think he turned out pretty cute. I'm glad I found him in my stash. And I'm enjoying adding more things to my Santa. So please check back to see what else he gets during the rest of the week. Make sure you check out that playlist below and all the other playlists for our 12 Days of Christmas Ornaments. Thank you, Melissa and Jackie, for putting this together. It's been a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please hit like and subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification button because sometimes I make pretty good videos. Bye!